What is up, and welcome to the Music Hustlers podcast, the show with real world advice on how to take your band to the next level. My name is Kenny, and I'll be your host. Today, I've got a Zoom call in for you guys between me and Tim from Within the Runes, the original vocalist, well, one of the original vocalists of Within the Runes. We talked about all kinds of things, one thing being how to survive while you're not on the road as a musician. And right now with the pandemic, that's something we should all know. So I'm going to go ahead and just play that episode for you guys. But if you're watching this on YouTube, please do me the favor of liking the video and subscribing if you're into what I keep posting here. Thank you so much. And without further ado, Tim from Within the Runes, let's do it.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, man, how's it going? How are you?
Chilling. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Sick. Well, hey, man, thanks for being here. Thanks for doing this, man. I appreciate it.
Of course, man. Of course. Thanks for hitting me up.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll be honest. I'll get this out of the way first. I'll be honest, though. You're basically making a dream come true for me right now by doing this. So just thought I'd let you know. I'll try not to fangirl too hard, but you never know. So what's up, man? I just wanted to talk to you kind of. I told you a little bit before we actually started talking that the podcast is basically about music business, about the grind of the business. I started something for myself 10 years ago. Something for those young bloods out there who don't really know the game, and something I wanted to just kind of talk to you about is Within the Runes, man. You were in Within the Runes for what, like 10, 12 years?
About 10 years, yeah.
10 years, yeah.
Solid,
And
solid decade.
oh yeah. and you recently, it was 2018 when you left, right?
Yeah, it was 2018. Yeah, about 2 years now. Time flies, man. Time definitely flies.
Oh, absolutely, man. What was the reasoning behind that, if you don't mind me asking?
No, not at all. No, it's something that I'm definitely not ashamed of. So over the years of touring, I kind of developed a high blood pressure problem that I didn't know about. Throughout my 20s, I never went to the doctor, and throughout my 20s is when we were touring really heavy. So basically, through not sleeping, grinding on tour all the time, partying all the time, drinking all the time, like it kind of just got to me, and it all came to a head. And my body was just like, like, hey, dude, you're in your mid 30s now. You can't do this.
Yeah. Your body started to catch up. Was like, hey, man,
exactly.
You gotta chill, bro.
It was definitely a tough call, and the band was contemplating like dialing it back and maybe only touring once a year, doing that kind of thing. But they still wanted to like get out there and be as active as we have been over the past 10 years. So I kind of just had to gracefully bow out. And we're still on great terms. I talk to the guys at least on a once a week basis all the time. So we're still super close.
That's good. Yeah, it's good to stay in contact with those guys. Especially, I mean, you were in that band for so long. You spent so much time, on the road with them. You guys were basically family.
Yeah, so. It's a brotherhood. Joe is one of my groomsmen at my wedding. So.
Oh, nice. Yeah. And you got married recently, didn't you? Like
November 2018.
November. Nice. I was looking at your Instagram before we started talking. I was like looking at all that stuff. I was like, oh, I'll have to bring that up. But congratulations. I know you and Nikki were together for a while. So.
Yeah, we were together for 3.5 years before we.
Oh, nice.
I think so. She's sitting right in front of me. Hey, babe, how long were we together before we got married? 3.5. Okay.
3.5 years.
I'm not going to get yelled at that.
Nice. That's cool, though. That's cool. Well, congratulations to you, man. It's cool to get married. Does she work at the shop that you co-own?
Yes. Yeah. She started working in January of this year, and we officially opened February 8th.
Nice.
With a tattoo removal included. Threw a big party, a bunch of people came, and then now this.
Nice.
and we're shut down.
Oh yeah. Oh man, that's rough. That's rough. Everybody's shut down right now. It's driving me nuts, man.
Yeah.
I feel for like tattoo artists and stuff like that. Like you guys are, it's a rough industry to be in right now.
Sure.
But let's talk about so you co-own a tattoo shop.
Yep.
It's called Everblack, correct?
Ever Black Tattoo Studio, correct.
Yeah. What made you want to go the entrepreneurial route, like business owner route, side hustle type thing?
Basically once I started dating Nikki, I already like was kind of involved in the tattoo industry. I've known tattooers just through touring and stuff, and then them befriending us and stuff, but really like getting into like really, really super talented artists and seeing not only how profitable that industry is, but how close knit it is. It's very similar to the music industry. So
Yeah.
I felt like it was kind of like a natural progression for me to go from music industry to tattoo industry.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, she was like, I always wanted to open up my own shop. And I started running her books a couple of years ago just to like get my feet wet and as far as like how booking people goes and like how to deal with clients and all that kind of stuff. And I still do that to this day. But and then 2 years ago, about 2 years ago, I got into laser tattoo removal with Clean Slate Laser, and that kind of everything just kind of snowballed together. And it was like, oh, we want to open a shop, and they're like, well, we want to open a Brooklyn location, so let's just do this together. And everything was kind of like the perfect storm.
Nice.
Yeah.
And would you say like being a touring musician and like, traveling a lot, did that have a lot of influence in you starting, the side hustle grind?
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Yeah,
It's a once you're a self starter, that doesn't leave,
absolutely. Absolutely.
But
No,
I just apply that what I took from being in a band and stuff to my new career now, and it's been
I
proven
feel that.
pretty well so far.
Cool, man. So I've talked about it a lot on the podcast prior to this, about how when you're in a band, every member in that band should have, their own role aside from playing their instrument. For example, like, someone could play guitar while also being the social media guy.
Right.
Or someone could play, bass and also print the merch or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
What was your role within the Runes?
In the beginning, before we had a booking agent, I would help with the booking because in my prior band, She Is a Liar, I used to handle all the booking. And I actually booked us and Within the Ruins a tour before I was in the band, obviously. So yeah, I handled the booking side for a little bit, and then once we got a booking agent and management and all that kind of stuff, I kind of took the back seat on that, and I kind of became like the connection to the fans. Like I would always be at the merch table, like
Mm-hmm.
talking to people. I'd be like, they'd be like, oh, like especially in like LA or like New York City, where like label people come out and like big wigs come out. I would always be the person just kind of schmoozing a little bit and getting our
I
name out
feel that.
there
I
because
feel that.
that's not for everyone.
Yeah, yeah. No, it takes a special kind of person to be able to talk to people and
Yeah.
have that public relation. I kind of figured that just given off of your history and what I know of within the Runes. That makes a lot of sense. I actually I played with you guys one time when you played in Phoenix. Uh,
Okay.
uh, nice. It's ringing in my ears. I got the.
Sorry about that.
You're good. You're good. But got to make sure and put it on silent, bro. It happens. It happens. But yeah, no, I actually played with you guys once. You guys played here in Phoenix, and I believe that you and I actually had a conversation. We met face to face. It was a while ago, so I'm not like, oh, you remember me, but but
Sometimes do you remember people, especially like if we've hung out multiple times?
oh yeah, no, I feel that.
People, but there's
Yeah,
always
it
people.
happens, dude. You meet a lot of people. I'm not tripping about it. I've been in the industry a while too.
Yeah.
That's cool though, man. So all of those years touring, what's one lesson that you're like, okay, I learned this, and if I had to do it all over again, I would do this differently.
So many lessons.
Yeah, yeah,
I had a conversation kind of recently with one of my good friends who hasn't toured at all, and he kind of asked me the same question, and I was like, it's funny because like you learn kind of more than you would in like a college classroom because it's a
yeah.
lot of life experience. You learn what happens when a trailer tire flies off your trailer and sparks are flying behind you, like and you're in the middle of nowhere. You kind of your problem solving skills sharpen because you have a choice. It's either do or die out there. That and like just kind of like a business sense of how to deal with people and how to be professional and kind of come across as a professional band. Because in the beginning, like I'm not gonna lie, we were just a bunch of dudes who drank beer and wanted to play metal. Like we didn't really know how to come across as like a serious band. And like through touring and like seeing all these other bands that were at the same caliber as us, but they were bigger than us, we were like, okay, well, what are they doing that we're not? And through that, you kind of through process of elimination, you still want to be yourselves, but you kind of want to make yourself more serious. And that's kind of what I've taken from the whole touring experience is, you have to market yourself in the right way to make yourself stand out and be original, but also be professional and be taken seriously.
Yeah.
So,
On the topic of marketing yourself, how how did you guys go about releasing new content? Like when you were getting ready to drop a new album, what did you guys do to market that album?
Well, usually the label has a big rollout as well as management, and kind of comment on that as far as like the timing with everything and how stuff is going to look and what songs should come out first, which songs should come out second, what music video should come out first. So it's a collaborative effort at that point.
Yeah, absolutely.
And sometimes you butt heads all the time, no matter what, because it's 5 different people. But So
I feel that. Yeah, that makes sense. Especially, being on a level of Within the Runes, you've got all that label and your booking agents and all that involved. There's going to be a lot more hands in the pot, trying to make it the best release possible. Absolutely. I 100% feel that. But I did want to talk to you about one song specifically, and that is Versus, the song Versus. So that song, as I told you, I'm trying really hard not to fangirl right now, but that song, basically, like, it saved my life, man. Like I grew up with really, really religious parents, like extremely religious. So when I got older and started to kind of see things for myself, I used that song as kind of like I don't know, kind of a way to make sense of my feelings. And
like without the Jesus.
Yeah, exactly. But I wanted to ask you, what was your inspiration for that song?
Same. I was not my parents weren't super religious, but they did send me to a Catholic school for 7th grade through 12th grade. And yeah, I just kind of saw through everything after a while and started asking the questions. Almost didn't graduate high school because I refused to take the religion tests and do the homework and all that kind of stuff. But I was fine in everything else, so they let me slide. But yeah, just beyond that, just like seeing hypocrisy after hypocrisy and just reading up on stuff. And in my prior bands, I've written songs that are written in the same vein, but once I joined Within the Ruins, I was like refined it, and then it's Versus.
I feel that. Well, yeah. I like how it came out, man. It definitely did some things to me. It actually inspired an entire EP that I wrote. So
awesome, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Should accomplish then.
Yeah, I mean, hey, man. I think it served its purpose. You're drinking White Claw, nice, good old White Claw. What flavor? Lemon.
Pretty good.
Tangerine's I was gonna say I'm more of a tangerine guy myself, but lemon's all right. I personally don't really drink. I don't drink White Claw too much, just because I haven't.
It's just in the fridge. It's light.
I feel that light on the carbs. Gotta watch your figure, right?
I usually go for like a glass of bourbon on the rocks, or like
nice,
or a vodka soda or something like that.
Glass of bourbon on the rocks, though. I'm about it.
Yeah, that's good.
That's my drink, my go-to, man. If I got something.
It's like the end of the day, sitting down, just be like, it's a good day.
It's a good day. Absolutely, man. Cool. So let's back up a little bit. Let's talk about like the formation and kind of like what led I know it's been a while. I know Within the Runes, has been around for a minute, but like, what is it that you guys did leading up to like getting signed and your first tour and all of that?
Well, they had gotten signed right before I joined. So I was
Okay.
in another band called She Is a Liar, and we were pretty much like serious buddy bands. We would always tour together and trade shows and do that the whole kind of thing. So they were familiar with what I could do, and they released Creature, the first record, without me. After that first tour on that album cycle, they were like, "Hey, we're kicking John out," which was the old singer. Do you want to join? And I was like, and at that point, my band at the time was kind of falling apart. We lost a drummer. So we lost a bunch of tours and stuff. The van blew up. Like it was bad. And I was sitting in a bar. I was literally about to give up on music
Ooh.
at that point. And then Joe gave me a call and he was like, "Are you ready to sing for us?" I was like, "My bags are packed." Because at that time also I had no place to live either. I was like,
Oh, nice.
So yeah, couple weeks later I was on the road with them, and the rest is kind of history.
Nice. That's tight, man. Yeah, that's dope. It's I talk a lot about, like just giving it everything, give it your all. And sometimes, like I've been in situations where I have not had a place to live. And,
Yep.
I've joined a band on tour or something like that. And that's been my place to live for the next month or so.
That's how I lived for I joined in 2008. That's how I lived until like 2011-ish.
Yeah.
Calling up my buddies, be like, "Hey, I'm home for 3 weeks. Can I crash on your couch?"
Hey,
And
man.
then I'll be a few months, and then just that whole cycle.
Nice. Sometimes, I mean, you got to do it though. Like if you're a touring musician, I was talking about this recently actually. Like being a touring musician can sometimes be difficult unless you have like a side hustle or something. You come
Yeah.
home like, what the fuck are you gonna do? You're not on the road. You're not making that money.
Can't be
And
paying.
yeah, exactly. You can't be paying rent for fucking 3 weeks before you leave. Like, no, I feel that, man. I feel that for sure. That's a nugget of gold. Thanks for sharing that for sure. Cool. So one of my listeners, when I do a new interview, I'll post on Facebook like, "Yo, I'm doing an interview with this guy. What should I ask him?" And one of my listeners told me to ask you, "What do you bench?"
What do I bench? Well, the gyms have been closed for a while.
True.
I was max. I don't really lift that heavy because I tore my labrum in my shoulder a bunch of times, so I can't really lift too heavy. But right before this all hit, I was at like 220-ish.
It's more than I can do. So, damn, bro.
Like, yeah, I was struck.
Do you have any like eating habits or anything that you recommend if you're trying to stay in shape?
Actually, since this hit, I've been able to like really focus on like my workout schedule. I've been biking like a madman. I do like 20-30 miles a day.
Holy shit.
That and yeah, the diet has definitely changed a lot. Like I'll start with like a protein shake in the morning, go do my ride and workout, come back, eat like a salad, and then whatever dinner from there, just like a meat, vegetable, and like brown rice or something like that. And
Sick.
then a lot of White Claws and vodka sodas after, which is a little counterproductive, but it's quarantine. You got to keep yourself entertained.
Got to keep that calorie count down low, right?
Yep.
Good old White Claws. Do you ever drink Truly though? Truly,
yeah. If there's no White Claw at the store, I'll pick up.
it's second best. I feel it, man.
Although ironically, the Corona seltzers are actually pretty good too.
Oh, dude, yeah, I know. I like those Corona seltzers.
Yeah.
Yeah, Corona seltzers are pretty good. I think it's Bud Light makes one, or I don't know, but yeah.
The Bud trash, but.
I mean, like I said, I don't really drink, so I'm not I just smoke weed all the time, but that's beside the point. Sick, man. Well, I like to end every interview with one specific question.
Sure.
And that is, if you had a piece of advice to give a new hustler, someone who's just trying to break into the music industry, what would it be?
That's an interesting question because the game has definitely changed now
Yeah.
with this whole pandemic. Because you can't really, because I used to be like a boots to the ground, go out, meet the people, hand physical flyers out, hand physical demos out, and stuff like that. But now it's completely different. So I would say get yourself out there as much as you possibly can, even if you feel like you're annoying people. Just get your stuff out there however you can. If you're not in a band, YouTube is a fantastic way to get your talent out there. If someone's looking for a vocalist or guitar player, bass player, drummer, just post yourself doing covers to the best of your ability. It's really not that expensive to get like a decent camera rig or microphone rig going. Yeah, just do that and just keep going.
Yeah.
That's it. Don't stop.
Don't stop. I like that. I like that though. Get yourself out there, man. And especially today and with the pandemic and everything, like bands want to be online, they want to get their content out there.
Yeah. And everyone's on their phones right now. So
yeah,
now is
absolutely.
if
absolutely,
you are in a,
man.
now is the time to be writing and perfecting whatever you're working on.
Absolutely.
I'm actually working on a new project right now with some buddies of mine. So that should be surfacing hopefully later this year.
I can't wait. This is my I can't wait face.
I'm pumped. I'm actually working on stuff after I hang up with you. So.
Oh hell yeah! That's what's up. That's what's up. Is it gonna be like more within the Rune style or?
It's definitely a little bit different. It's if I had to put like a link, it's kind of like a.
I feel that.
Shit, it's kind of like a blackened Deftones ish.
Nice. I fuck with it.
Stuff.
I'm about it.
Some groove stuff in there too. Like, I'm digging it. I'm definitely digging it.
Good old grooves. That's tight, man. Can't wait to hear it. Can't wait for you to drop that shit.
Oh, yeah, man.
Well, Tim, thanks, man. I appreciate you. It's been real.
Thank you for having me again, man.
Of course. Where can they find you? Where can they find whatever music you're working on?
You can find me on Instagram at Tim Ruins, and you can follow the tattoo shop at everblack_BK. You can also follow the laser company that I work for, Clean Slate Laser, at Clean Slate Laser, as well as cleanslate.laser.com. And the band is not announced yet, but keep an eye out for it.
Keep an eye out. Sick, man. That the tattoo shop, Everblack, that's in Brooklyn, right?
Brooklyn, yes. We're in the Williamsburg part of Brooklyn.
Nice. If I'm ever in town, I'll roll through, man.
Dude, definitely, man. I'll show you around.
Sick, man. All right. Well, thanks, man. I appreciate you.
No problem, man. Take it easy.
All right. You as well.